So I am asked several times to show a track record of the signals. So here they are. This is the membership login signals page, and the first trade that was posted on the 23rd of April was targeting 450 pips. And let's open and read what it says. So the first trade was New Zealand dollar, and the sell signal was given at 72.60, and the TP3 was 68.40. So let's see how the trade had done. So New Zealand dollar. Let's go to the daily time frame. Okay, so here we are. 23rd is this red candle. As I had started this website on the 23rd, the signal that I posted was of a trade that I was already in, and several trades that I was already in. But in the introduction page for all the members, how to enter and exit a trade, also if a trade has been missed, what is it that he's looking for. So on a smaller time frame, anywhere around 30 minutes or less, there were ample opportunities for anyone to enter over and over again with keeping those targets in mind. So the 23rd was around here, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, UK open time, and we get an initial trade here right at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's one entry. We get a trade entry here, we get a trade entry here, we get another trade entry right about here, and then right about here, and it keeps on going. Trade entry here before it meets the first target, and then the second target. There's many re-entry positions that one could have had, and going towards target 3. Personally, I exited the trade roughly around at this point, and I am looking for a re-entry point to go towards the target of 68.40. 400 pips is what was generally discussed, or what I posted on as a signal. And let's just calculate what did it do. So anyone who knows what I'm, when I trade, so anyone who subscribes to my membership knows that I enter with 3 positions, and with 3 different lots and 3 separate positions with 3 separate targets. And here the first target was about 160 pips. So second target was roughly around 300. That's 450 pips. And the third target, where I exited, was roughly around here. That was another 386 pips. So with a target number of pips of being 450, I very easily took out almost about 800 pips already in this trade, and I'm still looking for a short entry to target this area. So anyone who's watching this video, if you have, let's say, a potential 110 pips for taking, so let's see where that goes. That's New Zealand dollar. So that was euro dollar sell position. I took the liberty of marking the positions on a chart so it's easy to look at. So on the daily time frame, 23rd is this red candle, and anytime in a smaller time frame, to 30 minutes to 15 or 5 minutes, there were ample opportunities to enter onto these trades. Here, there, also here, achieving the target of 3 positions. So what 170 pips was what I was looking for. I was already in. So this is 213, 84, and 146. So right about 500 pips is what I took in as my profits. But for the benefit of the doubt of people where and how I place target points, my subscribers do understand that when I place in a target 1, if it is a support, it ends up being a resistance later on. So that can be a re-entry point. So that's 127 pips plus 67 pips. That's easily 180 pips. So that's easily 180 pips on the counting. So 170 pips was the target, but 180 pips on the grabs. Let's go to the next one. 400 pips move on this trade. So that was dollar yen. So dollar yen trade. Let's go on the daily chart, squeeze through. Let's see. Alright, there we are. So dollar yen was a buy position at 107.77 and targeting 111.97. So right at the beginning of that day, I entered a long position at 107.77, and I am targeting 111.94. So personally, I did get off here when I saw this rejection of the price and a reversal. I did take off all my positions, but we're looking for 400 pips is what I initially said would be out for grabs. So for myself, let's roughly around 300 pips what I got off for my third position. 277 was my take profit 2. Take profit 3 was removed. So we have 300 plus 287. That's 587 plus 90, 670 something pips roughly. So from 400 as a target, but taking from the market 670 pips, I thought that was a pretty good deal, or a pretty good signal. 120 pips in for the grabs on this one. So Aussie Swiss CHF. So the signal was provided on the 23rd also, and 23rd of April, right about here. 23rd of April. And the entry point was from here further on. It did go in the direction of the trade for a while before it reversed, and I got off with just a few pips on one of my trade, while the other two I think I exited with a small loss. And this stop loss, because I anticipated a stop hunting. So I talk about stop hunting on the members area. So this was roughly around 13 pips. So we're looking at, assuming, roughly we're looking at 28 pips if this is on an average 14 pips stop loss. So getting on to the next. So that trade obviously was not successful. Then we're looking at 100 pips on this day. On a day trade, let's see. So Aussie dollar sell position. Yeah. Let's copy that. So Aussie dollar sell position on the 24th, 25th. This was the 24th. So can clearly see that the entry was here and target was here, and that was easily achieved. Yeah, 7590, 76050. 76050, 7590, the target was easily achieved. I should have now, looking at it, I should have actually, nope, this is correct, because this, even now the calculation that I have for a fair value of Aussie dollar with Aussie dollar is roughly around the same price. Dollar is rising, but we'll see, but not for long. So coming on to the latest trades. So crude oil minimum term time frame. Let's see. So UK oil, crude oil, Brent crude. So the trade was given on oh, 2nd May. Let's put this through. 2nd May, right here, this area, and let's get the values in. Okay, and stop loss was 80.67, and so the sell position was 77.59, while stop loss is 80.67. Right about there. And what else can I say? The trade is pretty successful so far. What I'm looking to take profit 3 is around 62. That's right about down here. I'm expecting prices to come down a lot more, so anyone watching this can look at this trade and take this signal, but be very careful that your risk to reward ratio should not be more than 1%. So anyone looking at this trade can easily see that the target that I have is 62, but it should be much lower than 62. If you calculate the amount of barrels that are produced per day and the increase in quantity that Saudi Arabia is opting for, an estimated fair value per barrel, depending on the supply that is given, is roughly around, I would assume, is 55, anywhere between 50 to 55. So we'll, somewhere around this area. So on the hindsight, what I'm looking at is 62 area. So Aussie yen. That was a day trade that was posted on a 30-minute time frame on the 22nd of May. So 22nd May. May 22nd, right here. 22nd is that candle right there, and I said sell at, let me actually go down time frames, what it actually says 30 minutes. So May 22nd was right about here, and the signal was given, or I always give the signals early in the morning. That was it. So the UK time would be 8 o'clock right here, and this is sell at the market, and I said trade it with me. Basically trade setup was live, and the target price for the third target price was 83.80. So we're looking at 83.80 right here was the third target price. See that the prices went way lower than that, so obviously a successful trade. So on WeTradeEconomics.com, what I tend to do is give out signals with the highest probability of success with the lowest probability risk. At the same time, when I'm calculating the fair value of an instrument, and that is backed by a lot of fundamentals, only then do I provide a signal for members. So the members who, for cryptos, members for stocks and stock options and Forex, obviously have access to their signals and their introduction pages, what explains how to enter the trade, how to manage your risk, what is it that you're looking for if you missed your trades, when do you enter, and etc. and etc. And the minimum trade that or minimum amount of pips that we actually give out is nothing short of 100, 200 pips. I don't think it's worth trading when you are collecting from the market just several pips left, right, and center trying to enter on a big lot. I rather trade with 1% risk and trade longer term with greater targets, and taking the maximum meat out of the market. Yes, let's quickly breeze through the stock and stock options trades that I have given. Let's just pick up anything. So I said 5 times your investment on this stock. This was on April 26th. And I said CGIP. CGIP buy at 2, stops at 185, target is 10. So let's go to CGIP. 2.86. $2.86. So quite a lot in profit at the moment. Let's go back and see target 69% on this stock today. That's on the 26th. So you're looking at DARE, buy at 145. 145, and so this particular stock gave a loss of so it gave a loss of what, 31 cents. It didn't work out. That's okay. There's no need to moan about it, just move on. So let's pick up something else. Option trade is expected to return multiple folds, and this was Baba calls. If somebody knows, okay, so if somebody's trading options, this is Baba calls May 11, 185. So let's go on to so this was an options trade that I posted on the 26th. Baba May 11, 185 calls. So let's see what and how it performed. So on the 26th of April, right there, here, I said 185 calls right about here for May 11th, and May 11th expiry is at this point. So anyone trading options would realize where the entry was and the exit and the strike price, with the pricing ending up to 196 area or 200 area by expiry. The profit levels were not just simple 100%, but they were several 100%. The next was Netflix, April 27, 310 calls. So Netflix. So Netflix, April 2026, right here. I said 310 calls, 26, and the open of the market was 310 calls with expiry was 27th April. That was the next day. So it went as high as 316. So 37% was roughly where I exited my trade, and that was it with Netflix. At We Trade Economics, like I said before, I give you trades that are with very high probability returns, something that and I try to give you trades that can give you an ease of mind rather than being very complicated or very complex. So they are based on fair value and fundamental analysis. Go ahead and go to my website to subscribe for further details, to subscribe and get these signals. So they're just, cryptos are just $35 a month. Stocks and stock options are $35. This is my favorite field of trading. I trade stock options every single day. You have seen how profitable our signals are on Forex and metals and commodities. Education and financial freedom is something I tell people to only subscribe to this if you're very serious about your future. It's a top percentage achievers who receive 50K account from myself, and following up with the performance later on in the future, they will progress to my personal portfolio and my clients' portfolios. I will take them on board, holding their hands to being a professional trader.